Okay.
Well, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the Daily Herold here on Badlands Media. I am your host, John Herold. Hope you're all having a great week so far. It's Tuesday, right? Yeah, it's Tuesday. Gosh, I'm kind of losing my shit right now because these earphones that I have, they're called in-ear monitors. It's like what the musicians use. Well, my left one went out a couple days ago. It went out on the narrative. Finally, it took Burning Bright Talking to blow out my left inner ear monitor, and it's kind of like making me, I don't know, I just feel like off kilter only having one of these in. Normally I only have one in when my kids are sleeping, but I don't know, I'm off my game now. I'm gonna have to get some new ones, but that's okay, because I'm, as people are saying, I make like $500,000 a minute, so I suppose I can afford a new pair. But yeah, we got some stuff to discuss. Yes, Ramon BB broke it. I blame him fully. Take it out of his paycheck, probably. Plenty to discuss today. Some interesting truth posts, a couple interesting news stories. I guess I don't know how long it'll take, but probably at least get 45 minutes or so worth of news. See how many rants I go on. But before we get into any of that, let's get a quick word from the sponsors of today's show. Then I'll maybe see what you Chatlanders are up to. And then we'll see what happens. But first up, got to give a shout out to Annie Willow and Farms and the awesome job that she has done for us. But I mean, really can't say thank you enough to Annie and Cheryl and Willow and Farms, and your guys' support has been outstanding. We pretty much sold out of the stuff we had. We're in the process of making more, and we're catching up on orders, but we had a record number of sales the last, since the 18th. And that's all because of you guys. So thank you for the support. Check out some soft disclosure.
Before skincare went synthetic, people used something simple, something real. Tallow. Grass-fed and finished beef tallow is packed with vitamins A, D, E, and K. Nutrients your skin actually knows what to do with. It locks in moisture, restores elasticity, and defends against winter dryness. No water, no preservatives, and no BS. Unlike plant oils or chemical creams, tallow mimics your skin's own structure. Elbows, hands, knees, post-shave, anywhere your skin's crying for real moisture. Perfect for gifting or keeping your own skin soft when the cold hits. Visit softdisclosure.com and use promo code Badlands for 15% off. Ancient Care, modern truth.
Soft disclosure. Yeah, guys, softdisclosure.com. 12 Any Boy, I want to be a billionaire. Advice on starting a podcast. Yeah, that's all you just got to start it. And it just starts flowing in. Don't really have to do anything. It's pretty easy, but I do recommend everybody, if you feel like you have something to say, why not? Why not give it a shot? Ty, I feel like you'd be good on the podcast. You should come on OnlyLand sometime. I feel like you'd be a hit. We do got a sponsor. Is it River today? It is River. You guys, stack some sats with River, the Bitcoin-only platform built by Bitcoiners for Bitcoiners. Why River? Because they have zero fee recurring buys. You can stack Bitcoin effortlessly, hourly, daily, weekly, or monthly. 3.8% Bitcoin interest on cash, FDIC insured with no minimums. You can withdraw anytime. Expert US-based support, human help plus private client services for big buys, $100,000 plus. Business accounts, boost your balance sheet with Bitcoin and earn 3.8% paid in Bitcoin. Top tier wallets, send, receive, and manage Bitcoin securely. Unmatched security, full reserve custody, multi-sig cold storage, and proof of reserves. It's just got everything. Join the Bitcoin revolution at badlandsmedia.tv/river and earn real returns. That's badlandsmedia.tv/river. Bitcoin came down a little bit. I think it got down to 105,000. Great buying opportunity. It's creeping its way back up. It'll do that. Get it when you can. Also, guys, Trezor, if you're going to get a Bitcoin, it's highly encouraged, highly recommended that you get a Trezor wallet to cold storage it. That's badlandsmedia.tv/Trezor, Trezor. Heartstop. Good to see you, Heartstop. Asked, John, are you going to have soft disclosure for sale at GART? And yes, we will, in limited quantities, but we will have some. I actually have stuff I have to mail down there this week. So as long as I don't forget to do that, we will have some for sale down in Florida, which, speaking of Florida, I might as well do that real quick too. If you guys haven't yet, get your tickets. It's coming up quick, just a few weeks away. Going to be awesome time down in Cocoa Beach, Florida. The venue is fantastic. It's right on the beach. The people are fantastic. November 6th through the 9th. It's going to be an awesome time, awesome content, awesome community building. Highly encourage you to get your tickets if you haven't yet. badlandsmedia.tv/events. Jackie's mom is coming to her first GART. Ooh. Let's see how we can, we're going to have to think of how we can embarrass you and Cam. That'll be fun. Spetzel says gold is down today and silver's down. Now they'll come back. It's just all just buying opportunities, right? Anyway, let's get into some news, shall we? Get this on my screen. No update on the Doge website. I was surprised that they even updated it at all during the shutdown, but they did. We'll see if they do it again here soon. We're, every 2-3 weeks or so, this is kind of when they do it. So we'll see what happens. The only thing updated on the presidential website, the White House website, is nominations sent to the Senate. And I didn't even look who it was. Jennifer McNamara. There we go. Be ambassador extraordinary. And what is that word? Plenipotentiary? I don't even know what that means. I'm going to look that one up. It's kind of a badass title. Can you imagine putting that on a business card? A plenipotentiary is a diplomat who has full powers to sign treaty or convention on behalf of somebody. I'm going to start giving those titles away. Ever since the start of Badlands, I'm the only one who's ever signed any documents, but I almost want to just give somebody plenipotentiary power just so I can say I gave somebody that title. You know what I mean? It'd be pretty based, I think. Shutdown continues. I know last night, I think it was one of Trump's economic advisors, Hassett, maybe it was, said it could end this week. The shutdown could shut down this week. But I don't know. I don't see any end in sight. I don't really care. So we'll see what happens. Trump's True Social. He's did a lot of nomination stuff. I think this is where we left off yesterday. He welcomed the Australian Prime Minister to the White House. They signed that rare earth deal. Then he nominated William Crane to the Eastern District of Louisiana, Alexander Van Hook to the Western District of Louisiana. And then this one, here we go. I am pleased to announce that ground has been broken on the White House grounds to build a new, big, beautiful White House ballroom. Completely separate from the White House itself, the East Wing is being fully modernized as part of this process and will be more beautiful than ever when it's complete. For more than 150 years, every president has dreamt about having a ballroom at the White House to accommodate people for grand parties, state visits, etc. I'm honored to be the first president to finally get this much-needed project underway with zero cost to the American taxpayer. The White House Ballroom is being privately funded by many generous patriots, great American companies, and yours truly. This ballroom will be happily used for generations to come. President Donald J. Trump. I guess we needed a ballroom at the White House. Every president has been dreaming about it. Even Biden. This is all they've ever wanted, is a ballroom at the White House. I mean, honestly, I don't really care because taxpayer dollars aren't going towards it. So whatever. I'm sure it'll be big and beautiful. But I mean, that money probably could have been used something better. But whatever. Private funds, do with it what you want. Here's another post from Trump. The FBI under my administration is doing an incredible job. Since January 20th, more than 28,000 violent criminals have been arrested. Record-breaking. With over 6,000 illegal weapons seized, more than 1,700 child predators and 300 human traffickers taken off the streets. 5,000 innocent children rescued, 2,000 criminal enterprises disrupted, 1,900 kilos of fentanyl, which is enough to kill 125 million people, taken out. This is historic results. We are bringing law and order back to America. Cash, Dan, Andrew, and the men and women at the FBI are doing a tremendous job making America safe again. So, I mean, it's great. It is weird. Like the last couple of weeks, he's been kind of going after the FBI for J6. Rise of Tire says, Miss Rise of Tire, it's a huge message, a huge legacy thing. It will be used to continue to communicate its statement for 100 years. It's no big deal in my opinion. That's a good point. It is a legacy thing for Trump. I think he's going to have so many things in terms of legacy that, maybe this is just the way to memorialize it, but he could be a monument type president. He could have his face on Mount Rushmore. He could have the Trump monument in Washington, D.C. You guys talking about Jordan's show? Oh yeah, Jordan. John, is Jordan's show The Truth About Q on tonight at the same time as Badlands Story Hour? It is. He's doing it at that saloon place in Idaho somewhere, and it was the only time they could get him on stage there. So it is what it is. Kind of conflicts with Story Hour, but you can watch it later. Watch either one later. You can watch Story Hour live and then watch his show later. It'll be good though. Jordan's good. He's good. Wealth of knowledge. One of the OG Q guys. Should be interesting. Yeah, Let the Chips Fly says that's what DVR is for, folks. That's absolutely right. You can watch both at the same time if you are, I don't know, super smart. I don't know if I could do that. Another post from Trump here. I was going to talk about this a little bit longer. The FBI thing still is interesting to me because over the course of the last month, 3 weeks, he had gone back and forth on the J6 story. And it's like first he's mad at the FBI, thinks they were corrupt. Then he's like, oh, I'm sorry. Thank you to you people for your service. It was Chris Wray who did the bad thing. And then he came back around 2 days later again. It was like, oh yeah, this is an inside job. Everybody's corrupt here. And now he's praising them again, FBI. And these statistics are great. Love it. But it's just this weird back and forth on the FBI generally, which I think is interesting. It's some sort of narrative play going on here, even though I don't fully, I don't think we fully know what the play is quite yet. Another post here from Trump. Numerous of our now great allies in the Middle East and areas surrounding the Middle East have explicitly and strongly with great enthusiasm informed me that they would welcome the opportunity at my request to go into Gaza with a heavy force and straighten our Hamas. I think he probably meant out Hamas. If Hamas continues to act badly in violation of their agreement with us. The love and spirit for the Middle East has not been seen like this in 1,000 years. It is a beautiful thing to behold. I told these countries and Israel, not yet. There is still hope that Hamas will do the right thing. If they do not, an end to Hamas will be fast, furious, and brutal. I would like to thank all of those countries that called to help. Also, I would like to thank the great and powerful country of Indonesia and its wonderful leader for all of the help they have shown and given to the Middle East and to the USA. To everyone, thank you for your attention to this matter, President Donald J. Trump. Do you think he's really talking to Hamas here? That's the thing I'm not sure about. I don't know. Do you think Hamas cares about what he says on True Social? Number one, but this seems like a threat to maybe not Hamas specifically, but more of a whoever is trying to disrupt this peace plan. And maybe there are people behind Hamas who created Hamas. And that's who this threat is for. It's like we see you, we see what you're doing, we see who you're doing it on behalf of. Here's your opportunity to do the right thing, to stop it. Otherwise, we're going to come in and wipe you out completely. I think he means it. Ramon 222. How about send the Guard and Marines into Portland now? I thought he did, and then they challenged it. Jay Ricken, our Hamas versus who else's Hamas? He's talking to both. He definitely is. That's the thing. His messages are. It's typically not for any one audience. Richard Rohr, John, Hamas is Bibi and Israel, so I'll say it. Could be. People have speculated as much. I have a little Maggie Bundy. Good to see Maggie. I have a little pumpkin patch in my garden for the grands. Squirrels are effing with it. I got to go to the pumpkin patch and get pumpkins yet. Pumpkins at the pumpkin patch are so expensive, but you can go to like Walmart or like the hardware store here, get them for like $4. What's with that? Are pumpkin patches a racket? I feel like they are. Bravest, it's actually rapid task switching. Yeah, I mean, I typically can't do that. Let's see what else. Anything else in the chat? Ramon222, John, now that the Portland judicial block has been removed, they need the Guard and Marines in Portland now. Yeah. They'll send them in. I wish I had a yard big enough for pumpkins. I do have a little garden thing. I probably could grow them back there, but this year we put the trampoline over that garden. Oh, I have to take that trampoline down soon too. It's going to snow soon. Red Pill 78 Wife, it's the experience. Yes, I do understand the experience is great, but you can experience it without having to buy the pumpkins there. You can get them cheaper. What I should do is I should go like buy out the hardware store of all their pumpkins super cheap, and then go park like at the corner on the way to the pumpkin patch and sell them at a little bit of a markup, but still cheaper than the pumpkin patch. There's a business idea. Somebody's gonna take that business idea and make $500,000 a minute like I do. Here is some Badlands Media news stories. 14 states urge federal rule requiring proof of citizenship to vote. Ken Paxton there. Coalition of 14 Republican-led states on Monday pressed the U.S. Election Assistance Commission. Why we even still have this commission is beyond me. But to adopt new federal rules requiring documentary proof of U.S. citizenship to register to vote. The effort led by Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton supports a petition from America First Legal, founded by Trump advisor Stephen Miller, calling for amendments to federal voter registration regulations under the National Voter Registration Act. In their joint letter to the EAC, the attorneys general argued that the current system, relying only on applicants' sworn statements of citizenship, invites fraud and undermines confidence in elections. They cited President Trump's Executive Order 14248, which directs federal agencies to safeguard the integrity of U.S. elections, saying the proposed rule would advance the mandate and reduce administrative strain on states. The letter was signed by attorneys general from Alabama, Arkansas, Georgia, Idaho, Indiana, Iowa, Kansas, Louisiana, Nebraska, Ohio, South Carolina, South Dakota, and West Virginia. The EAC will now decide whether to advance the petition through formal rulemaking, a move that could reshape federal voter registration standards ahead of the 2026 midterms. Here we go, guys. This is how we fix our elections, right? Finally happening. Not. You guys. Are you trying to undercut the farmers, John? If they're employing illegals, I'm all for it. I don't even remember who owns the pumpkin patch here. It's a family that's been doing it for a while. I think they said this is their last year. They're going to like sell it or something. Now, I do think this move here is, I mean, it's a start, but I feel like all we've had so far when it comes to election stuff, it's like every story we get, it's like, okay, well, this is a start. This is good. It's not a bad thing. It's a start. But like at some point, you can only have it's a start so many times before you finally need to like, okay, this is the end of it. Like that's what we need. We need less starts and more, let's actually do something to fix our elections. Let's actually do something. Let's not just urge people to change the ruling. Like strongly worded letters about wanting citizenship to vote, requiring citizenship to vote, proof of citizenship. Is that gonna fix our elections? No. It's a start. But we need more like substantial actual changes. John, take your millions and buy that pumpkin patch. Yeah. That just sounds like a headache. Bay Author's Dick says, John, all half measures. Let's effing go. Yes, no more half measures. I want at least 3/4 measures. I'd be happy with 3/4 measures. I'd be most happy with full measures, but half measures are unacceptable at this point. Ms. Rise Attire, my theory is the stores that have the big carving pumpkins for super cheap buy them from mega farms that do use illegal labor. That's why they can sell the stores for so cheap. It's true. Or if you buy them in bulk, you probably get a discount. John, did you see how Israel is making the Palestine people look at their missing family members on a TV screen of dead from war and tortured? They're distorted and decade dead bodies. Israel, I did not see that. The worst half measures to date are elections and Bondi. Yeah, Trump seems happy with Bondi and the Department of Justice, but again, a lot of three-quarter measures or a lot of half measures. We want at least three-quarter measures. But let's keep talking about Trump's administration here. Trump administration interagency group targets government weaponization. This has got to be what we had Congress targeting weaponization. This just feels like a rerun. The Trump administration has established an interagency effort to expose the Biden administration's prolific and dangerous weaponization of government. The interagency working group, which has been meeting since at least May, includes representatives from the White House, the Office of the Director of National Intelligence, the Central Intelligence Agency, the Justice and Defense Departments, the FBI, the Department of Homeland Security, the IRS, and the Federal Communications Commission, according to internal documents reviewed by Reuters. Officials said the group operates in coordination with the executive order President Trump signed on January 20th, ending the weaponization of the federal government, which directs agencies to identify and address past abuses of power and ensure accountability for prior misconduct. Now, I am pleased with them saying they want to have accountability for prior misconduct. That's just them saying it. I want to actually see that accountability. The IWWG, initiated by DNI Tulsi Gabbard, meets bi-weekly to share information, coordinate investigations, and execute oversight actions across departments. Source Familiar described its mission as basically to go after the deep state and said it plays a key role in aligning agency efforts under the Trump order. Now, is this in any way connected to or related to the task force that is going on for the RICO investigation? That's what I would be curious about. Justice Department Attorney Ed Martin, who also leads Attorney General Pam Bondi's DOJ weaponization group, is reportedly one of the group's principal members. I do like that. I like Ed Martin. Seems pretty base. And I think he follows me on Twitter. Other key figures include ODNI official Paul McNamara, retired Marine and aide to Gabbard, who oversees the Directors Initiatives group within the ODNI. Documents reviewed by Reuters indicate at least 39 current and former officials are involved in the intra-agency weaponization working group and related subcommittees. I feel like they could have came up with a better name. The IWWG doesn't quite roll off the tongue. I'm trying to see what you need to say in the chat here. Lance 2002, before Trump leaves office, he will fix our elections and our money. I sure do hope so. I sure do hope so. Sean Douglas, we use pumpkins for 30 onsite practice. We find the bullets just under the skin. There you go. That's clever. Too many W's. Let's keep rolling here. Comey moves to dismiss case, claims vindictive and selective prosecution. And you know what? Getting them for lying to Congress, I can see why I would say that. Because that is what it appears like. We think this guy basically committed treason and we're getting him for lying to Congress. Does seem more like vindictive prosecution than actual justice or accountability. But yeah, that's what they filed 2 motions Monday seeking to dismiss his criminal case, accusing the Trump administration of a vindictive and selective prosecution driven by political retaliation. In a 50-page filing, Comey's lawyers argued the indictment represents an egregious abuse of power and should be dismissed with prejudice. The motion details years of conflict between President Trump and Comey, whom Trump fired in 2017 during his first term, claims the Justice Department pursued charges because of personal spite after Trump returned to office. The filing alleges that when career prosecutors refused to indict Trump, forced the interim U.S. attorney to resign and directed Attorney General Pam Bondi to ensure Comey's prosecution. I don't know. I've been saying this whole time that this is weak. It's a weak one. Let the Chips Fly says that's funny because Comey is having his lawyer recused for conflicts. And I mean, definitely like Comey, that was political persecution against Trump, like everything that he was part of. Again, I just think when you have people that we believe committed treason, this just seems like it's like a cop out. I want to see this guy actually go down for treason because that's what I think he committed, in my opinion. New Jersey GOP requests federal monitors over vote by mail concerns. Hey, another half measure. Another strongly worded letter requesting a half measure. We love those. The request submitted by Attorney Jason Encina of Archer and Griner on behalf of the New Jersey Republican Party urges immediate federal oversight to ensure transparency and prevent a long and sordid history of ballot fraud in the county. I feel like we need a new show on Badlands. It's like strongly worded letters, something about strongly worded letters and half measures. I feel like that'd be, and we just talk about pretty much everything because it's like all everything is. It's all everything feels like. We talked about this yesterday, right? The rare earths agreement. I think we did. So we don't need to talk about that again. Media giant Warner Bros. Discovery puts itself up for sale. The company valued at over $45 billion at ahead of the announcement. So I think with my $500,000 a minute, this is what I'm going to buy. Instead of a pumpkin patch, like that's a little, that's not my specialty. I'm a media mogul. And so if I'm going to buy anything with my trillions, it's going to be another media business. And I feel like this is just the stars aligning for me. But I am going to write them a letter and ask them for a half price because I don't know, 45 billion seems a little steep. I don't think they're worth that much. Richard Ward, John faking gay except hair color and silicone implants need better. Blah blah blah. Oh, it's not that funny. Bass Burns, howdy, John. Thanks for all you do, man. Love Badlands. Thank you. We love you back. I'd like to see a video montage of strongly worded letters. I would like to go back. I mean, that would take a lot of time. So I don't know if I'm going to put in that time. It doesn't seem that worth it. Like I'm willing to invest time into like jokes and like just for the bit type stuff. But I don't know if this is one of those things. John Rupert Herold. There you go. I like that. Should have chose Rupert Patriot instead of Patel Patriot. Dang it. Anyway, I wonder who's going to buy him though. Think Paramount will? Larry Ellison's son. They just bought whatever. Did they buy Paramount or did Paramount buy? I don't remember how the deal went down. But I wouldn't be surprised if they're the ones who purchased this. But we shall see. I think I already talked about this. I want to see. Oh yeah, there's pictures. So about the demolition at the ballroom, they're starting to tear it down, like the East Wing. They have pictures of it now. I'm curious to see what it looks like. I wonder what the plans are. I wonder if that's leaked. This story: the Treasury Department told staff not to share photos of the White House's East Wing as parts of it are demolished to build a new ballroom at the behest of President Donald Trump. Why can't they share pictures? Who cares? Treasury's warning came after photos of excavators tearing down parts of the building went viral online Monday. 90,000 square foot. That's nuts. It'll be near but not touching. Pays total respect to the existing building. Carelessly shared photographs of the White House complex could reveal sensitive items, potentially including security features or confidential structure details. Okay, but you're tearing down the building. Like I would hope that you take sensitive items out of the building that you're tearing down before you tear it down. Silly. So silly. Watch them find the bodies. Where were the pizza parties held? Brad Eichler says, I'm looking for a good Christian healer local to Fairfield, Ohio. I've been praying for us all every day. One who can put hands on me and heal me, be with me in person, help me get my life back. I feel like that's a pretty good request. His email is Brad Eichler, EICHLER 27 at gmail.com. So if you are a good Christian healer and you're local to Ohio, you can help Brad out. Bravest, Flynn knows where the bodies are buried. Well, if that's true, then I hope he told them before they started this demolition project so they know. And honestly, even more important than that, probably knowing where the bodies are buried, do they know where the wires are buried? Like, did they call the hotline before they dug here? Because you don't want to hit a power line. I hear you can get in big trouble for that. So who knows where the power lines are buried? Bay Theater Dave, when Badlands finally builds its compound, it should have a cool ballroom. Yeah. Maybe a while till we get around to building our compound. Once we stop getting, sued and shit. Burn bags. They're supposed to burn the burn bags. They don't bury those. Gas lines. That's what it is. Did I say power lines? Gas lines. Whatever. Call before you dig. John refuses to dance. I'm not much of a dancer, I will admit. Bravest. We need a Badlands Mecca. That is my dream, is to have, like, when my kids are out of the house and off to school, whatever, is to have, like, I don't even know. I don't know where, preferably somewhere where the winters are not like the winters here, but get some land, maybe an existing property, like an old haunted abandoned place that we can, just do a couple exorcisms, get all the demons out of there, and we'll take it for cheap. And then we'll turn it into the Badlands, like, home base compound. Bravest says, John, can't wait that long. Too old. I do it sooner, but I just can't. Just can't yet. I'll work on it, though. That's the goal. Let's see what else we got for you guys. Democrat congressman calls on NYPD to arrest ICE agents. Rep. Dan Goldman. That guy's turned out to be such a douche. Not even turned out. He's just always been that way. Like, you could see it coming a mile away. He's definitely lived up to it. Full measure douche here. Wants New York Police Department to make arrests, claiming ICE agents have arrested citizens awfully. Was that supposed to say unlawfully? I think it did. Just the news editor. Note to the editor. A Democrat New York congressman is calling on the NYPD to arrest and prosecute ICE agents who engage in unlawful actions during federal immigration crackdowns in the city. In a letter to NYPD Commissioner Jessica Tisch, U.S. Rep. Dan Goldman rips U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement and Customs and Border Protection officers' outrageous and unlawful conduct in cities around the country, saying they have been violently and improperly arresting U.S. citizens. Yeah, come at me, bro. I'd love to see them try to do that and see what Trump does in response. We have a New Jersey Democrat congresswoman is asking the court Tuesday to drop charges that she assaulted agents at an ICE facility. Who was that again? Yeah, LaMonica McIver. Do you remember that video? Let's see if I can find it. LaMonica. I think this is the video here.
Members of Congress showed up at that detention center trying to gain entry. Now, there's a way to do it. There's a protocol for it. They didn't go through that. They just thought they could ramrod the place. She faces 3 counts of assaulting, resisting, impeding, and interfering with federal officers. Let's watch. Let's watch.
People ask, well, is a
Actually show
particularly
her
when you're a lawmaker. If you're a congresswoman and you engage in that kind of behavior, I hope the courts throw the book at her and don't let her off. I fear they're going to let her off because that seems to be the type of society we live in, depending on who the judge.
Anytime I hear that phrase, I hope they throw the book at her. I wish we had that as an actual punishment. Like how back in the olden days used to stone people. Well, you do something stupid, you break the law, especially if you're an elected official. I think one of the punishments should be people just take a bunch of books and throw them at you. I think that should be legitimate punishment. Lumpy Gingy, no one is above the law. Fight your battler in court. Ricky Irish, what's up, all? What's up with you? Strongly worded book, yeah. But could you imagine like a jury of your peers, like 12 jurors, and they each could throw one book at you, a book of their choice? I think that'd be hilarious. John Brennan referred for criminal charges. What? Is that true? Breaking news, maybe. Let me see. John Brennan. Oh, so yeah, another line to Congress. Jim Jordan, John Brennan lied to Congress. Today we referred him to the Department of Justice for criminal prosecution. Should we check out the referral? We write to refer significant evidence that former director of the CIA, John Brennan, knowingly made false statements during his transcribed interview before the committee on the judiciary on May 11th, 2023. While testifying, Brennan made numerous willfully and intentionally false statements of material fact, contradicted by the record established by the House Permanent Select Committee on Intelligence. Let's see, what did he say? Brennan falsely denied that the CIA relied on the discredited Steele dossier in drafting the post-election intelligence community assessment. January 6th, let's see what he said, blah, blah, blah. We kind of already knew all that. I mean, we know these people definitely lied. But again, this is just such a cop-out. Like, this dude fabricated. This guy was part of the entire reason the Russiagate hoax took off. This guy's more guilty than Comey, in my opinion. We're gonna get him for lying to Congress, and I'm sure they're gonna follow through with this. Of course, the back and forth here. In July, the Trump administration declassified numerous documents showing the ICA's main findings were false, and that the Obama administration knowingly fabricated the findings for the purpose of undermining the Trump administration. Mr. Gates, all right. So the fact that the DNC was providing the financing for the Steele dossier's development doesn't give you concern that it might be partisan? Mr. Brennan, again, that was happening back in 2016. I understand how you were able to tie this to my reference, to my expertise, but I don't see any relevance to the Hunter Biden laptop issue now. Mr. Gates, well, you said that you signed this letter that we now acknowledge Joe Biden misused in a debate to fool the American public because you're this great Russia expert. So I'm trying to understand your Russia expertise, and you were involved in analyzing this information. Mr. Brennan, no, I was not involved in analyzing the dossier at all. I said the first time I actually saw it, it was after the election, and the CIA was not involved at all with the dossier. You can direct that to the FBI and to others. Were you aware of the FBI's involvement with the dossier? Yes, because there's an annex in the ICA, the Intelligence Community Assessment, that the Bureau asked to be included in there. It was their purview, their area, not ours at all. That's it. Falsely stated when he told the committee that the CIA opposed including the Steele dossier. Yeah, again, so we know these things. Brennan also provided false testimony during the Yep. Cool. I mean, I would love to. It's better than nothing. It's another half measure. Remember, we appreciate half measures, but we want at least 3/4 measures or better. That's the new standard. We're setting that standard here. Minimum 3/4 measures. Full measure here would be treason. Half measure is a strongly worded letter asking him to be charged with lying to Congress. I wish they could just make lying generally a crime, not just to Congress. So stupid. It's like, you cannot lie to the people that lied the most out of anybody. How dare you do that? Give me a break. But it's a beginning. I'm gonna try not to be a Debbie Downer about this. Bravest perjury, no? Yeah. Disclosure 2.0 from the normies. Some have known this for years. How about 2 half measures? See, I don't know if, I mean, I understand what you're trying to do with the math there, but I don't think that's how it works. It doesn't matter how many half measures you get, you're still not above a half measure. Know what I mean? What do I make of this? It's a start. maybe they're getting these people like him, Brennan. There's multiple people they could get for lying to Congress. McCabe, Stroke. Did Lisa Page testify? I don't think she did. Like, there's multiple people that they could get for this. But I don't care about the lying to Congress when these people committed treason. So if this is just the beginning and all these people are tied up in the RICO case, that's great. That's great. Misfit Angie, so your glass half empty? No. God, don't mistake my realism for pessimism. There's a difference there. But I guess I could see how in this instance it probably looks more like glass half empty. It's not glass half empty. I'm so sick of half measures. I want a full measure one of these times. Toveni boys, half measure something that I do. That is a good way to describe most of your existence, bro. Just based on your height alone. John has the rug pull rug burns. I know, Angie. I was just giving you shit back. But that's a legit criticism that I get. And sometimes it's fair. Sometimes even my own realism seems a little pessimistic. But that's okay. Bring on superseding indictments. That's what we want. Yep. Cam Cooksey, unless the measures have the same variable, they cannot be added. Half X plus half Y cannot be added. That's true. That's true. That's what we're getting at. See, this is basically just calculus. We're just doing calculus here. Bravest. Me too. I'm getting more like Chris every day. Chris is great. That's not a bad thing. Not a bad thing. And we have to wonder. We have to be concerned, I believe, if whether we're just being like strung along with half measures. If we're never given the full measure, like the entire first term, right? A lot of bad shit went down. A lot of shit got exposed. Yep. But all we ever got was half measures. Some of it we didn't even get during the first term. Some of it we got during the Biden term. Think of John Durham. That was like, we were expecting multiple measures. I don't even know how to describe that. Like, not just a full measure, but a above and beyond a measure. What is even greater than that? Is there something greater than that? You guys have to, you'll have to be my thesaurus today and help me think of words. But whatever it was we were expecting, it was much bigger than full measure. And we can't just say multiple full measures because, as we just figured out based on the calculus here, multiple full measures does not make bigger than a full measure. But whatever it was much bigger. And we got less than half measure. Double measures, that's a good way. That's a good one. Double measures. We were expecting double measures. And I don't think we got that. Now we were saying like, hey, that's okay. We'll take the half measure now because they're going to give us more measures later. But it hasn't come yet. Rumbles on says you're not acknowledging the tremendous gains. What gains? You're right, because I'm not seeing the tremendous gains. John has PTSD from circumstances. That's possible. Best episode ever. I doubt that. I highly doubt that. Dragon 45 expecting double D and only got B. Yeah, you can't stuff these measures. We can see it. Can't stuff it. Take half of a double measure. That's a full measure. I would love to take half of a double measure. I have PTSD from years of PSYOP. Same. I don't even remember what. Oh, we were talking about the Brennan thing. I remember. Ms. Risetire, not even. It's not even that we're expecting double measures. We're hoping for them, sure, but the circumstances require double measures, and we just know that. And that's the thing. That's a great point, because we've been given so many half measures that anything less than double measures isn't going to feel right. We could eventually get a bunch of full measures, and we're going to be like, okay, cool, but where's our double measure? We were expecting double measure because you promised us double measures, and all we've been getting is half measures. Badlands needs a cooking show. Well, this basically is a cooking show now. We need 2 tablespoons. This is a 2 tablespoon measure, and we need a full cup. I don't even know if that math is out. That's how I'm gonna start talking in terms of justice and accountability. I'm gonna start doing it in tablespoons, teaspoons, and cups. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk show, whatever this is devolved into. Where are we at here? To the Monica Ivor. Trump celebrates 1 year since he served as honorary McDonald's employee. It's so funny just to say that, like, I was an honorary McDonald's employee.
A lot of fun here, everybody.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
Look at all the fake news over there. Hello, everybody.
You can fake this,
And
right?
you know this is compliments of Trump, okay?
Yes, thank
Okay.
you. Mr. President,
Yes.
please don't let the United States become Brazil, my native Brazil.
We'll keep it
Please,
good.
Please, please.
We're going to make it better than
Get her information, deport her. Get her out of here.
ever, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. It's a pleasure, Mr.
Compliments
President.
of Trump.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Thank you over there.
Oh my God.
Have a good time.
Thank
Nice
you.
to see
You
you.
too.
Bye,
Nice to
darling.
see you.
Have a good time. Thank you.
Her and all those anchor babies. What else? Amazon is going to replace like 600,000 workers with robots. You guys asked for this. All you tech guys out there, the AI boom. Actually, I mean, if I was Amazon, I'd do this to save money. This is a capitalist thing to do. Hell yeah, do it. Do it up. Although I am empathetic to people losing their jobs. Don't want to offend anybody. Half price Happy Meal. You guys are just joking, just having some fun. I think that's all I got for today, though. Unfortunately, I know it's been a great old time. Learn to code, Chud. Yep. Richard Rohr, circumcised circumstances would be worse. Can you whip me up some special sauce? What is wrong with me today, you guys? See if you can get Paul Hollywood to do your new cooking show. I don't even know who Paul Hollywood is. Yeah. Anna, what if he's actually adding McDonald's drive-thru to that demoed part of the White House? That would be hilarious. If you meet the boss, what would you say or ask? Lee, I would ask him probably about devolution stuff. And then I'd get into asking him when we're going to get a full cup of justice and accountability and no more of these tablespoons. That's what I'd ask him. Cam Cooksey, I wouldn't want to have a run-in with McDonald's ice. Anyway, I think that's all I got for you guys. Tomorrow on the Power Hour, it's going to be a great time because it's the 400th episode of the Devolution Power Hour. Nuts to think about, but Chris Paul is going to be joining me and Burning Bright. We're going to, I don't know, just hang out for a little bit. Hang out, talk devolution, where it's at, the status of things, see what else is going on. Just have some fun. It's going to be a good time. And then we are getting really close to GART, guys, so get your tickets. There are 16 tablespoons in a cup. Is that true? See, I have no idea about cooking. I have no idea. But I can follow directions. So, like, if I get the cookie thing from the store and you just, like, here's the dough, you just put this in the oven. I can do that. I'm really good at that stuff. When I remember to set my timer, I'm really good about that stuff. I can pull it out the exact amount of minutes it requires. McDonald's ice is the worst ice. Big old blocks. You know what's the best ice? Is the Chef Man ice maker. Amazing. It's just like Chick-fil-A. Ooh, Cece left a rant. Okay, so first, Team Smooth, loving your humor back. Thank you. Do my best. Cece, need all the same powerful Badlands prayers I receive for Richard Rohr's important test results. Richard, you got a test coming up? Yeah, man. Prayers for Richard Rohr, everybody. GART first timers, make sure you reach out to Human or the Bunny. Bay Theater Dave, John loves Hot Pockets. One of my favorite comedy bits, like throughout high school, me and my buddies used to it's so funny, is the Jim Gaffigan Hot Pocket comedy bit. Like, if you haven't seen that on YouTube, you got to go do it. It's so funny. So funny. Take out a package placed directly in toilet. Yeah, Gavkin. Anyway, guys, I think that's all I got. Let me see. Is there any other shows on today? Does Ghost have his? I think Tuesdays is Ghost's. Yeah, Geopolitics with Ghost. So I'm going to send you over there. Make sure you guys give him a like, give me a like over here. And then tonight we have Story Hour. They're doing Scream, which I actually watched that. So I'm going to watch their show tonight probably for a little bit. The Truth About Q, Jordan Sather's doing that live from stage. That'll be a great show. I'd encourage you to check that out. And then what else? DEF CON 0 tonight as well. So you guys have a great rest of your day, and I will see you next time I see you. Softdisclosure.com, badlandsmedia.tv/events. See you tomorrow.
Extra, extra, read all about it.
2, 3. Let's get started.
That's what she said.
Oh, that's real good.
Why they stopping me? Stopping me.